All good.
Your controls?
My controls.
My thrust. Setting thrust. Setting thrust. Thrust set.
Checked.
Hey, 2 knots.
Checked.
B1.
Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. And well. Thrust rate, greenhouse speed. Departure, good morning, North Shuttle 7206 Heavy, just airborne passing 1,200.
Control 7206 will be covered up contact climb to 6,000 feet at wind 6.
Unrestricted 6,000 feet, North Shuttle 7206.
6,000 checked.
Alright. North Shuttle 7206 Heavy, good morning, passing 3,500, climbing 6,000.
Okay, 943, contact back control 128.1.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
North Shuttle 7206, ready track climb to 1,000 feet.
Roger, climbing 1,000 feet, North Shuttle 7206. 1,000 is set.
Is checked. Flaps up.
Flaps up.
3601 and turn left on. Caution turn right on heading 075.
North Shuttle 7206 Heavy, good morning. Climbing flight over 160.
Hotel 7206 Singapore radar contact left heading 300, calm pilot 240.
Left heading 300, climbing flight level 240, North Shuttle 7206.
Flight level 240 set. Heading cell selected. Heading cell and 300 degrees.
Check.
Real 55 request for the climb. Real 55 count flight level 30. Continue climb level 130. Real 55.
On guard, contact control 128.1.
North Shuttle 7206 Heavy, good morning. Passing flight level 180, climbing flight level 240 to Limla.
North Shuttle 7206 back control, setting up and identify direct Limla, flight level 360.
Direct Limla, flight level 360, climbing North Shuttle 7206.
Flight level 360, final. Let's see what it says.
Check.
Recommended.
Yep.
All good?
Check, all good.
Now transfer 7206 now, with you loud and clear. Report reaching flight level 360.
We are reaching flight level 360 now and we are past Limla.
Now transfer 7206, radar service terminated.
Yangon North Shuttle 7206, good morning.
7206, Yangon, good morning, go ahead.
Good morning, we passed the position Limla, maintaining flight level 360. Estimating Bravo Golf Oscar 0347, squawking 6144.
7206, identify, position confirmed. Next, position report and the Takeoff.
You want us direct to Takeoff, confirm?
proceed direct to T-Bone approved, report T-Bone.
Roger, call your T-Bone for direct T-Bone approved, North Shuttle 7206.
Bangladesh 084, contact Yanko 12875. Good day to you.
12875 Bangladesh 084, good day.
Actually 340.
Takeoff 412 already. Okay, 412. 04, estimating, right time 0504, Kilo Hotel Romeo 11, and destination is
Kolkata position 165, Jamuna, Iran, service terminated, continuing Dhaka.
325, morning.
Station calling, please get the frequency.
Lufthansa 778, overhead Charlie Echo Alpha now.
Jitters 18, defib read, contact 120.7.
1207, Jerry is 18. Say again the frequency please for the North Shuttle 7206.
North Shuttle 7206, frequency is 132.4. Varanasi control.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. That face, rock face triangular is K2.
Hello, my name is Kees Visser. I'm the pilot in command, the captain on the flight from Bangkok to Stockholm on this 787 Dreamliner, and I want to show you some information about the head-up display, and at the same time we show you also the primary flight display, and see that the projection on the head-up display is almost the same as on the primary flight display.
Okay, here you see the projection of the primary flight display into the head-up display. On the left top you see an arrow with the wind speed, 82, that's the wind speed. The arrow is the wind direction. Then on the top of the head-up display you see the autopilot flight director mode annunciator. It's in speed mode, LNAV and VNAV path, and the autopilot is engaged. Below that you see the angle of bank and the heading. And the heading at the moment 294. Then of course you see the attitude bars, 5 and horizon and -5. On the left side you see it's in FMC mode, and left of that is the speed tape. On top you see 0.849, that's the selected mag number, 0.849, and below you see 0.847849, that's the actual mag number. You see that changing a little bit. Then the speed tape itself, the selected speed at the moment 284, 285, and the speed bar, on the top of the speed bar you see the maximum speed, that's the square bars at the top. That's the maximum speed. And on the lower side you see the lowest speed bar. Then you see it turning now to the right. You see on the horizon bar you see the heading and the selected heading. And I'm now turning the selected heading a bit more to the right, to our actual heading. You see the aircraft symbol, and inside the aircraft symbol you see another circle, and that circle is the flight director. On the right side you see the altitude bar, present altitude of 36,000. On top you see also 36,000, that is the selected altitude. And in the middle you see the altitude, and that's our actual altitude. Then on the right lower you see standard, that's the altimeter setting, that's presently the standard altimeter setting. And next to it on the left side you see an L, that means that the left autopilot is in use and is in charge. On the bottom you see our rose mode with our heading, and also the airplane symbol with the track on top of it. So the heading at the moment is 302 and the track is 310311. Left you see the selected heading then, 302. Now we will switch down to the primary flight display. Right now you see a shot of the primary flight display, and the primary flight display says exactly the same as I explained you on the head-up display. On the left side you see the speed tape, on the right side you see the altitude tape, and in the middle of course the flight director, the cross, and the autopilot's flight director annunciator, speed, LNAV, VNAV path, and autopilot. And left of that you see that the FMC is in control. Aircraft symbol you see, and also the flight director on the horizon in the primary flight display. And on the far right side of the right of the altitude you see the vertical speed tape, and at the moment we're flying level, so the vertical speed is 0 at 36, flight level 360, 36,000 feet. After Samar, Lima 509, Roger. Yeah, so this was the head-up display in the normal mode, and we have an expanded mode possible, and we use that normally for landing. That means we can get rid of some items in the head-up display and give it a little bit more relaxed display, like I'm switching it now. And you see the altitude tape and the speed tape will disappear. The altitude will stay, of course, on top, on right top. You see 36,000. In the middle you see the actual altitude, and the speed tape on the left side disappeared, and only the Mach number will be presented. And of course, when we have a lower speed, it will be the actual indicated airspeed when we are approaching. So I'll switch again back to the normal mode, and then I switch back again to the expanded mode. You see the difference there. It's less information, so during the landing phase that's nicer to have, so we can have a better look to the runway and the environment around the runway during the landing.
March Shuttle 7206, Roger, contact radar 124.55.
124.55, Roger, North Shuttle 7206, bye-bye. North Shuttle 7206, heavy, good afternoon, flight level 360, squawking 6144.
North Shuttle 7206 Heavy, Delhi radar at radar contact.
Thank you.
Suva 256, requesting flight level 320, please.
Speedbird 256, Roger, continue climb to flight level 320 to reach by Lima Uniform November. Proceed direct to Lima Uniform November.
Flight level 320 to reach by Lima Uniform November and proceeding direct Lima Uniform November, Suva 256.
On every flight, for every airline, we need alternates for our routing during our flight. And normally, on the normal conditions, we have to fly and we have to stay within 1 hour from an adequate airport. For two-engine aircraft, to exceed these rules and to go further than 1 hour from an adequate airport, we have to apply to certain rules, and those rules are called ETOPS rules. And ETOPS stands for Extended Twin Engine Operations. That means we can extend the 60 minutes to even as far as 3 hours, that's 180 minutes. But to apply for those rules, we have to stick to the ETOPS rules. And if we do that, as of this flight, our flight today is an ETOPS flight. That means that we may go as far as 3 hours from an alternate airport with a two-engine aircraft. For instance, I'll show you here a little bit of the display on the Asian area we are flying. And then you can see a few airports. Of course, there are a little bit more, but these are the main airports we normally use for our flight to Bangkok. We passed Yangon and Calcutta, and we just passed Delhi, and now we are just approaching the Lahore area. And then you see you have Lahore and Islamabad. Not many airfields here in this surrounding. Normally we can do that under our 60-minute rules, so non-ETOPS. But if one of these airports are out because of weather or because of the airport situation, then we have to stick to the ETOPS rules, and we may go as far as 3 hours. So today we have, for the 3-hour rules, we have Lahore as an alternate for our flight plan, and even further we have Dubai as our ETOPS alternate. So those two alternates are good enough for our flight to stay within the 3 hours of those two alternates. So you see we have a map here with the situation of the alternates we can choose off, and then via our automatic system we can ask for the actual weather at the moment of those airports, and then we can see if the airports and the weather of the airports are still valid and still within the landing within the landing weather of our aircraft. Further on, let me show you. Further on our routing, we will proceed via Georgia, via Baku, sorry, and then via Georgia later on. So you see we have Ashgabat and Baku, and later on we will have even more northwesterly. We have Simferopol as an alternate. So we have the possibility of more airports in the area. We use these charts to see and relay our position according to those areas, and then we will ask for the weather and see if the weather is suitable for landing in case of an emergency.
Delhi, Comair 115,
Comair 115, Namaskar, report squawk and level.
maintaining 390 squawk 4726.
Comair 115 at Delhi radar, identified, clear to Delhi via SAM 6 Bravo arrival, expect runway 10.
SAM 6 Bravo arrival, runway 10, clear to Delhi, Comair 115.
Now shuttle 7206, go ahead. Apply 55.
7206, level 360, estimating SAMR 0706.
Say again, Samar.
0706.
Copy, cleared by flight plan, next report position Samar.
Clear flight plan, calling Samar, no shadow 7206.
Hello, I'm Mattia Fracasso. I'm one of the cruise pilots here in Norwegian. Joined at the beginning of the company back in March and flying on the 737 for Sky Euro before. And now I'd like to go through our flight plans and fuel requirements here on the 787. And our main layout on the flight plan shows on the first page here major points on the flight plan. We have the departures and destinations, the aircraft registration number, the flight number. Important is the flight number that we put on the FMC for mainly also for the ATC Mode S transponder. That has to be correct. Departure times and destination arrival times. Maximum weights on the airplane. Takeoff, landing is 0 fuel weight, and the estimated weights
November 521 Hotel November
at the time of dispatching. Here on the right hand side we have the cost index that we use at the moment.
Hotel November,
Distances for route, average wind component and temperature, and the average fuel flow.
Hotel November, go ahead.
Initial step altitudes at different points, and names and of all the crew members.
We'll give them a call.
Second page is mainly fuel and route details. Gives the trip fuel to Arlanda, that's 57.3 tons, and the flight time, 10 hours and 54. The 5% contingency, alternate and final reserve requirements, any ETOPS additional fuel, and the planned minimum fuel at the takeoff point, plus the taxi fuel gives the minimum block fuel on the stand. Routing to the alternates and fuel requirements for the alternates, and is the FMC route for this flight. Various pages with ATC clearances, ATIS, takeoff performances, actual times and weights with fuel requirements. And then we go to the actual in-flight part of the flight plan, where we put, so what we have here is an indication for the highest minimum of route altitude and the maximum shear, so the expected turbulence at various points. Waypoints on the flight, and we can go through an example, one of these. This is the airway we expect to be at Takeoff, waypoint, lat and long. Estimated route time from the previous point to this waypoint here, and the total time since departure. Estimated time over the waypoint and the actual time over the waypoint. The planned flight level, the minimum of route altitude, in this case 2,000 feet, and distance from this waypoint, from the previous waypoint to this guy's an FIR boundary, so distance is 0. Magnetic track and through track, and the remaining distance to destination. This is the expected Mach number with true airspeed and ground speed. Wind at waypoint, the tailwind or headwind component, and the shear factor for the turbulence. Expected outside air temperature deviation. And here we have the printed estimated fuel on board over the waypoint, and the planned burned over the waypoint. Example, in this case we were estimating Takeoff at 28, we got over Takeoff 1 minute earlier. We required on board 52.7, we overflew the point with about 3,000 kilos more than the minimum overflying point, burning 100 kilos less than expected. which gives us an indication using the reserve plus the contingency, which we did not touch at the active fuel burn, of how much fuel we expect to land with. In this case, the reserve plus contingency was about 6.6 tons, plus what we have an extra 3 tons, gives an estimated landing of 9.9 tons. FMC now is showing 9.7 tons, so that's pretty close. Yeah, we have various pages of these. After which we have, since the ETOPS flight forms a portion of the route, we have a ETOPS critical point information for our 3-hour ETOPS. The critical point for the fuel requirements with the coordinates and various ETOPS information, the entry point for the ETOPS, the distance from Lahore, elapsed time and time to Lahore, distances, the en route altitude for that portion, and fuel requirements. They computed the critical fuel requirements of 7.3, will overfly the entry point with 32, so we don't need additional fuel for any of these entry, equal time, or exit points. Minimum weather requirements for the 2 ETOPS alternate times when we need the weather. Minimum weather requirements and actual weather requirements are here. Next 3 or 4 pages are all wind information. Last point is the ATC flight plan. And that's pretty much what we get for flight plan requirements besides weather and NOTAMs. And every half hour or so we cross-check fuel and time over the waypoints that we pass. Yeah, that's about it. That covers the fuel planning.
North Shuttle 7206, estimating Lajak 0743 and estimating Limod 0830, level 360.
40. Air India 126, Cabo copy, standby. North Shuttle 7206, say flight level estimates, Takeoff, correction estimates, Tapis, and Amdar.
Estimating Tapis 0753, Limod 0830, North Shuttle 7206.
North Shuttle 7206, confirm estimate, Amdar or Limod?
Okay, we have an exit point of Limod, North Shuttle 7206, estimating Limod 0830.
So, over part of the route on this flight, Bangkok to Scandinavia, we have 2 areas where the average minimum off-route altitude, minimum safe altitude is above 10,000 feet. So in case of decompression, of course we will be limited with especially passenger oxygen requirements. So we've, Norwegian's published some decompression charts that, according to our route of flight, give us the procedures to follow in case of a decompression and the emergency descent that would follow. And in this case, it depends where we are in the route, but we came in via Induk, following this route here, and following Lima 509 airway from Induk to Hangu, so this piece of route here. The decompression chart says that in case of emergency descent before Hangu, we would descend to 11,000 feet, join this airway to Hangu, then descend to 11,000 again and proceed to Peshawar, so turning north, we will see it down there and divert there. And again, depending where it fills, if it fills after Hangu, we descend to a higher altitude, 18,000 feet, because all the motors are higher and the terrain starts rising. We'll proceed to Hangu, After Hangul descent, so with initially 18,000 feet northbound on the airway, and then after Hangul we descend to a lower altitude to 18,000 feet, 11,000 feet, and still divert to westward. If we have an emergency descent after this point, then initially the decompression procedure will have us to divert to Kabul. It's so on different airports depending where the decompression happens.
Pursuit 43. Well, 75% maintains line level 200. Heights of 02 Alpha Yankee, clear direct subload. November Alpha X-ray 7206 heavy radar service terminated. Contact Cobble Center 118.3. Good day, see you next time.
Well, North Shuttle 7206, level 280, approaching Booster.
North Shuttle 7206, the Booster Club's passing Booster, please.
I understand, we're totally passing Booster, North Shuttle 7206. Cheers.
Yeah. 849.
Good view.
Okay, Mattia, the arrival briefing for the Stockholm arrival runway 01 left. As said on the ATIS, 01 left in use, The wind is from the northwest, 5 knots. Visibility. Yeah, okay, we are inbound to Rutek, so that's fine. Okay, continuing 330, so the northwesterly 5 knots. Visibility is 10 kilometers. We got a few clouds at 800 feet and the overcast is at 1700 feet. The temperature is 1 and the QNH is 1016. No significant change. So the setup is done for 01 left. As you see here on the 10 to Charlie chart. Effective 23 of August. That's the same one as we have on the EFB, I checked it. So the arrival will be via Xilon. And then the Xilon 3 mic arrival inbound to Täby. And from Täby radar vectors for the final for runway 01 left. The ATIS we have heard already. The transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Transition level we have by ATIS level 50. Xilon 3 mic as set. For the 01 left, intercept Täby radial 069er inbound to Täby, that's what we said, and then radar vectors further. For the approach, 01 left, we're using tab 11-1. Effective 13 of December. That's a check. We have a localizer, and we do the ILS approach. The localizer frequency Sierra Alpha 109.9. Check that in the system. The final approach course 005. And we have at 4 miles, we have a check altitude of 1370 feet. We're doing a Cat 1 approach, which is 298 feet. For the decision altitude. So 298 set is set twice. And the airport elevation is 137 feet. Sector altitude in the southeast highest 2200. So that's our sector, so 2200 within 25 miles highest altitude. For the approach itself, starting at normally at 2500 feet. Point delta is at 7.6, which is in, after Täby I put in the final approach point, and we're starting the descent at 7.6. 4 miles we said already, check altitude 1370, and all the way back to the decision altitude 298 feet. In case of a go around, the missed approach, it's straight ahead to 600 feet or 1.7 on the ILS DME frequency, Sierra Alpha, past Sierra Alpha DME. And whichever is later, then turn left on the 329, climbing to 1500. So 1500 will be, on final will be set in the altitude window, and then radar vectoring for a new approach. We will have fuel enough for another approach, so that's we can make a decision for that, or diverting and then to Skavka, our first alternate. Once we're landing, we'll be landing on 01 left. The configuration will be flaps 30, outer brakes on 3, and standard reverse. That gives us about 1900. I calculated 1920 meters with this weather. And with a wet runway, we calculated 1920 meters. And the available runway is 3300 meters. So we can expect Yankee 6 or Yankee 8 to vacate the runway to the right. And then we're taxiing in. We're taxiing in via Yankee to either, I think it will be 19, the gate will be 19. So probably via Zulu Hotel to 19. Last time we were also 18, so maybe that's the case, so 19 or 18. If we get 80, we will use Zulu Kilo for 18. Both gates are tow-in gates. That means we will come to a standstill, shut down the engines, then they will connect the pushback truck. I will tell something to the passengers that they have to remain seated, and then we will pull in for the last 10 meters. They pull us in, and if that's done, then we can do the rest of the checklists. The weather at Stockholm airport we discussed. It's good for landing, for the category 1 landing. Configuration we discussed upon the landing. NOTAMs, no specific NOTAMs for this day for the Arlanda airport. And the aircraft is no specific deficiencies, so we can do the category 1 landing. It will be a manual landing. Do you have any questions? Anything to add on it? Okay. That's for the briefing. The setup is done via Xilon Tabby, and then as said before, direct to Sierra 81 the arrival, the extended arrival on the runway 01 left. The performance is done on the EFB, and that concludes the briefing. Okay. Yeah.
Shuttle 7206, descend to flight level 290.
Level 290 is set. 290.
No, Shuttle 7206, descend flight level 120.
Level 120, no Shuttle 7206.
Level 120 is set.
120.
Scandinavian 2703, contact Sweden 131-125.
131.125, Scandinavian 2703. Hello.
Hello. Thai liner 55, call Sweden on 134455. Good day.
134455, Thai 955. Goodbye.
No Shuttle 7206, here, call Stockholm 126650.
2665, no Shuttle 7206. Hello.
Hi.
Stockholm, now Shuttle 7206, descending 120.
Hello, Norwegian 7206 Stockholm, descend to flight level 100 and expect to vector 01 left.
So 100 for 01 left, now Shuttle 7206.
Level 100 is set.
100 check.
Norwegian 7206, descend to 4,000 feet.
4,000, or Shuttle 7206.
4,000 feet is set.
4,000 check.
Approach crest on Scandinavian 2636, descending level 150 with Papa. Descend level 110, Scandinavian 2636.
Speed, flaps 1.
Speed 1 mark.
For Shuttle 7206, contact arrival 120.5, call sign only.
205, no Shuttle 7206. Hello.
Hello.
No Shuttle 7206.
No Shuttle 7206, Stockholm radar contact. No Shuttle 7206, turn right heading 320 and descend to altitude 2,500 feet.
Heading 320, descend, correction, 2,500, no Shuttle 7206.
Okay, 320.
No Shuttle 4064 in sequence behind the company heavy.
No Shuttle 4064.
Thrust flight level change speed.
Check.
Vertical speed selected.
North Shuttle 7206, right heading 340, new clear LS approach runway 01 left.
Heading 340, clear LS 01 left, North Shuttle 7206.
340.
Check.
00 Alpha 005.
Yeah.
Good indications. Localizer glide slope armed.
Checked.
Localizer.
North Shuttle 4064, turn right heading 270.
Right,
Glide
and heading
slope.
270, North Shuttle 4064.
Manual flight.
Okay.
Flight director.
You Mr. Approach 15.
Yes, that's correct. Gear down.
6 gear down.
North Shuttle 4064, descent altitude 2,500 feet.
Descending 2,500 feet, North Shuttle 4064.
Radio altimeter.
Flaps 20.
Speed check, flaps 20.
Set speed 20 Mach.
North Shuttle 7206, contact tower 1185.
825, North Shuttle 7206,
Hey, on.
Cabin is ready.
Yes, check.
And they're seated.
Okay.
Tower, North Shuttle 7206, 6 miles, 01 left.
Good afternoon, North Shuttle 7206. Wind is 340 degrees, 3 knots, runway 01 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 01 left, North Shuttle 7206.
Okay, we're clear to land. That's
Clear
good.
to land.
And the runway. Contact. Flaps 30. Set final approach speed.
And
Landing checklist.
30. Cabin call given. Landing check is complete.
Checklist complete.
One thousand
1,000.
stabilized.
Check. Clear to land.
Approaching minimums.
Contact.
Okay.
Landing.
Minimums. $50, $30, $20, $10.
Speed brake up. Reversers normal.
Manual braking.
Auto brake.
Tower goes between the North Shuttle 4064 on line at 01 left.
60 knots.
North Shuttle 4064, hello, continue approach.
Continue North Shuttle 4064.
North Shuttle 7206, contact ground 121, decimal 925, bye-bye.
21925, North Shuttle 7206, Ground North Shuttle 7206, vacate Yankee 6.
North Shuttle 7206, good afternoon, taxi to stand 18.
18,
Exit 893, contact
right,
tower,
and then straight ahead.
128.725.
128.725, exit 893. Hello.
Hello.
18, ja, just straight to the right.
Tornet
Via
38,
Zulu Kilo.
boxering från plats 41 till 6.
Scandinavian 2636, descend to flight level 110. Descend level 110, Scandinavian
Flaps 1.
2636.
Speed, flaps 1.
Speed 1 mark.
For shuttle 7206, contact arrival 120.5, call sign only. 7205, hello.
Shuttle 7206.
North Shuttle 7206, Stockholm radar contact.
North Shuttle 4064, go afternoon.
God eftermiddag, North Shuttle 4064, Stockholm radar contact, samt altitude 4000 feet.
Descending 4000, North Shuttle 4064.
North Shuttle 7206, tower right heading 320, descend to altitude 2500 feet.
320, correction 2500, North Shuttle 7206.
Okay, 320,
North Shuttle
2500.
4064, sequence behind the company heavy.
North Shuttle 4064.
Thrust flight will change speed.
Checked.
Vertical speed selected.
North Shuttle 7206, right heading 340, you clear LS approach runway 01 left.
340, temporary LS 01 left, North Shuttle 7206.
340.
Checked.
Sierra Sierra Alpha 005.
Yeah.
Good indications. Localizer glide slope bound.
Checked.
Localizer.
North Shuttle 4064, turn right heading 270.
Right,
Glide
heading
slope.
270, North Shuttle 4064.
Manual flight.
Okay.
Flight director.
You miss approach 15.
Yes, that's correct. Gear down.
6 gear in.
North Shuttle 4064, descent to altitude 2500 feet.
Descending 2500 feet, North Shuttle 4064.
Radio altimeter.
Flaps 20.
Speed check, flaps 20.
Set speed 20 Mach.
North Shuttle 7206, contact tower 1185. Hey, no.
Cabin is ready.
Yes, check.
And they're seated.
Okay.
Our North Shuttle 7206, 6 miles, 01 left.
Good afternoon, North Shuttle 7206, wind is 340 degrees, 3 knots, runway 01 left, clear to land.
Okay, we're clear to land. That's
Clear to land.
And the runway. Contact. Flaps 30. Set final approach speed. Landing checklist.
30. Cabin code given. Landing check is complete.
Checklist complete.
$1,000.
1,000.
Stabilized.
Check.
$500.
Clear to land.
Approaching minimums.
Contact.
Okay.
Landing.
Minimums. $50, $30, $20, $10.
Speed brake up. Reversers normal.
Manual braking.
Auto brake.
Tower goes with an Ocean 4064 on line at 01.
60 knots.
Ocean 4064, hello, continue approach. Continue Ocean 4064. Ocean 7206, contact ground 121, decimal 925, bye bye.
1925, Ocean 72060. Ground Ocean 7206, vacate Yankee 6.
Shuttle 7206, good afternoon, taxi to stand 18. Exit 893,
First
contact
right
ground
and then straight ahead.
12875.
Yep.
1775, exit
Start
893, hello. Hello.
18, yep, just straight to the right.
Tornet
Via Zulu
38,
Kilo.
boxering från plats 41 till 6.
8.
Okay, this was the flight from Bangkok to Stockholm. Thank you very much for viewing, and Matthias, Klaus, thank you very much. Udo, thank you very much for filming, and it was a nice flight. Thanks for the assistance. Thank you very much.